not at no amusement park would ever have one of those permanently. Like, no respectable fair, the state fair wouldn't have it. You go to a rinky-dinky, like, thing where the carnies are there, man, and all the games are rigged and shit like that. It's like, you can still get in one of those suicide salad spinners, dude, and go...
They had those, that was always one of the ones at, like, our local fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and it was always a matter of, like, trying to see, like, okay, if it's going the fastest, you know you're feeling it, but, like, can I reach that bar? It's
where you're trying to, like,
your best,
when you get pinned, and you're like, all that gravity.
I'm pretty sure...
When you're talking about that zero-G thing, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's where I've, like, felt the most like that.
I love that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that in Futurama, they turned the top of the, like, Seattle, like, needle as a joke in that show.
That'd be so great, dude. That would be so much more fun.
I would love one where it looks like, but that's, like, pure adrenaline, though. The idea of it, like, being, that's kind of chaotic, I think, actually. The idea of it being on, like, I'm on the edge, kind of leaning
on the top of the fucking Space Needle.
But here's the question.
Well, dude,
I did at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. They have, like, the miniature Space Needle or whatever, and then they have amusement park rides up on the top.
What? That's so cool.
So then they had this thing that, like, one of those spinning things, the arm, and it swings you out over the sides, like, and I mean, it's still like hundreds of feet up in the air and shit like that. And that was cool.
Yes.
That was cool.
But Sage, here's a question though.
Yeah.
Like,
so you don't like the suicide salad spinner, but do you like the suicide salad tosser?
What does that mean? Don't get me wrong, that sounds hilarious, but what does it mean?
I don't know. It's like you're gonna want to kill yourself afterwards.
Probably not, then.
I don't know what else that could mean.
Oh no.
Is that it?
I know.
Oh man.
God, now I want to go to a Rinky-Dink County Fair and see if they have that right.
Oh,
apparently those are the better ones.
Should have gone. I wanted to go to Dakota County Fair, but I didn't get down there.
I want to go to Dakota County, and I also want to go to the Washington County at some point too. I pass the fairgrounds all the time.
Oh,
I go to Stillwater, so it's like, why? Like, I don't know when that shit is.
Yeah.
Does Ramsey County have a fair too? Do all of the counties have a fair?
I think Ramsey...
Is it just the state fair?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Ramsey County Fair has
its own already have one so big.
Right.
I do think... I don't know if Hennepin or Ramsey do, but all the surrounding, like, suburban county... Like, Anoka has one. Yeah, I think all those ones do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, like, the smaller, like, suburbs have their own, too, because Woodbury has Woodbury Days.
Yeah.
And then Oakdale, we had Summerfest.
Yeah. Burnsville does their fire muster. That's the weekend after Labor Day.
Yeah, and then I think, what is it? Cottage Groves does, like, Strawberry Days or something.
Oh, sure.
It's really cool, so cute. The fireworks there are some of the best fireworks I've ever seen.
It's just cute little, like, Main Street Festival kind of thing. That's good stuff. It's good stuff.
That's the best.
As long as they don't flood during a concert.
Yeah. Oh, man. Some of those videos coming out of the State Fair.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Wait, recently?
Yeah, that was
on.
It flash flooded into State Fairgrounds.
Oh my God.
There was a video of some girl was trying to wade to the curb, like, through the rushing water. She's like,
they had to cancel the fire.
It shut the State Fair down for a night. People had to go inside because there was so much lightning. Like, the storm was pretty bad.
Yeah. Man,
a tornado went up through Lakeville up into Minneapolis.
Yep, I got that warning. My friend and I are the people who we got the warning alert on our phones, and we were like, "Oh shit, let's look outside. There's not a good enough view on this side. Fuck it, let's go to the patio." Literally, we ran to the opposite side of her apartment building, went outside, and stood out there. And I had time to take videos of the lightning. I was just like, "Look at this. This is fantastic." And then all of a sudden, in the distance, like, you could see it, like, slowly, you could feel it in the air that it was gonna rain soon. But I remember seeing, like, the little droplets in, like, the street light, and I was just like, is it raining over there? And then all of a sudden it was just like a wave of just rain. And so we booked it inside, like, oh, you know what? It's strong enough that it's slamming the door behind us. Let's not do that. There was a dude chilling in the lobby, like, when we came in, and he's just like, oh, it's raining. We're like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And we walk away, and all of a sudden we hear We hear him try to open the door, and the door fucking almost blows off of its hinges.
Oh
and we're like, what are you doing, dude? The storm is too strong. And he looks like, well, you guys did it. Yeah, dumbass, before the fucking rain hit. Like, you idiot.
Yeah.
And my friend was just like, all right, dude, you might want to actually not fuck with the door, go home, and maybe get in your bathroom or something. Like, be safer than that. Like, we came inside, and then we went to our apartment, and I was just like, all right, let's just open the curtains, because I'm not going to the bathroom.
Storms are cool, though.
Oh, yeah.
Storms are dope.
Storms are so fun.
Like, I even sometimes will go walk in like a storm. Like just leave all the electronics behind, you know, whatever. Just like, it feels like real downpour.
I would love
cool.
that.
That's good stuff.
It is annoying when you almost get hit by lightning, though.
Yeah, well, that's why, like, I only like if it's, like, a really strong rain, but not when it's, like, thunder and lightning and all that kind of stuff.
I'm the one who's just like, let's go on the storm.
Yeah. Well, I like to watch. I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be out if it's, like, the high winds and all that.
I mean, I think it kind of depends, like, if you're prepared for it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you're ready to get soaked, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, if you're walking and it starts happening, that's the worst. Link, you're on my core, dude. Come on, man.
Alex has been replaced by a dog.
I'm a dog now. You got me by my leash, Link, so, like, I'm stuck where
it's what he's always wanted.
Yeah. Well, also it's also he's managed to like pull my head behind him too. So it's like he took my
this is
spot.
still not working. There you go. Like, you just dead weighted the entire time. Give me
Yep, he's totally just dead waiting.
Oh my god, buddy. Hello. Yeah, that's that dog, man.
There's zombies coming, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta.
Yeah, you gotta be the star of the show, buddy.
I like how, because he's so dark, it kind of looks like an abyss before, like, the white stripe, and then just, like, the occasional white of his eyes.
Yeah.
He'd look really funny in, like, at night when it's really dark. Does he have white feet? He does. I mean,
He does.
Yeah,
So you can just see the white feet moving
socks.
around in the dark. You know?
You got socks. Yes.
It's like, don't remember what we need for that, but
We take that arm.
we cannot take the arm.
Well,
I know you're hungry, but
I mean,
Well, what's the point if you can't?
yeah. Has Leon had anything to eat so far?
I don't think he would.
Yeah, dude, you're
that
low
a
on
real option.
sustenance.
Yeah.
He needs a goddamn granola
That zombie meat's as fresh as it's gonna be right now, dude.
Why are you missing the opportunity?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
This hallway's giving me Dead Space vibes.
With all the kind of mistiness and then how dimly lit it is.
And also the kind of vaguely techno-looking siding and doors. Yeah, I can see.
I'm just waiting to see those little, like, thingies crawl
It
across
kind
the
of
door.
just looks like an endless RV interior.
That's something this game should have had, RV zombies.
I mean, it's a surprise one of the Resident Evil games doesn't at some point, right?
You'd think 6 would.
Right.
You know what would be an interesting kind of game? Like an RTS kind of zombie v zombie type games where like zombie
Like
overlord.
RTS zombie
So
game,
one, you have two hordes of random zombie like cities that have been zombified, and then they have one kind of like Night King kind of or whatever. Either way, you can control like all the zombies, but then you can like march them out and they fight each other. But then it's like units, kind of Mad Max style. Like you got like you could have like an RV and deploy like 5, like a family. You deploy a family on the battlefield, or and you get different units and like
that would be fun,
and kind of
actually,
stuff. That would be pretty cool.
Like
Conquer other cities and stuff like that. You got to kill their mind control or whatever, so you can take over their zombies.
Yeah, sort of like a Age of Empires or something.
Yeah, something like that, for sure.
So this is literally just that VHS tape we watched already, but like
is the G virus a virus that specifically affects the G spot?
no, no, it doesn't.
If anything, does it help guys find the G spot?
Does the G spot exist in this universe?
You can just imagine the number of doctors who'd be
This
like,
makes me think of Star
the
Wars,
greatest
actually.
doctors of all time or whatever, and they're still like, can't find it. You're still sick, can't find it. We know it's there, but
I don't know where.
You made the comment about Dead Space vibes, but like this almost just looks like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
Are we gonna lose a hand?
Oh, you can look, are these broken? Oh yeah, they are these kind of broken
Actually, this looks just like a room in the original Half-Life.
I mean, it came out, this did come out after.
Oh,
so that's basically like beating the game.
Is
getting the highest level of security access to use this elevator.
I've seen that ATM.
Can you just break the glass?
An ATM.
How close are you to finishing this?
This is the final area of the game.
So, is Obi-Wan gonna die, dude?
If I don't see Qui-Gon get cut in half, then why am I here?
Wasn't it Darth Maul got cut in half?
Oh, wait,
right.
Qui-Gon
fell down
Qui-Gon
the
got
hole.
stabbed.
He got run through,
My bad. Oh, thank you for that.
I like how Darth Maul got cut in half but lived, but Qui-Gon just got stabbed and he was totally dead.
Right? What a loser.
Real dude.
Oh, they don't.
Well, I feel like Qui-Gon also was just like, finally, I
lightsabers to
don't have to deal with your bullshit anymore.
Well, he just wanted to be out of the fucking trilogy.
Oh, hell yeah. Liam Neeson was just like, please kill me, thanks.
I do have to say, Darth Maul made all the other Jedi look like dumbasses. When he had that double-sided lightsaber, I was just like, that was always an option?
Why would you not do that? Or at least, like, dual wield. Like why only one when you can have many?
And
or like the Inquisitors, I think, have the cooler ones too, where like they spin.
They're cool in the Rebels cartoon. They did nothing interesting with them in the Obi-Wan show, sadly. Even though they totally...
The Obi-Wan show was just overall disappointing. But, like...
Yes.
See, I could chalk it off to maybe, Luke doesn't know how to do that shit in the later movies because he's new.
Right.
And Darth Vader can't do it because he's like a fucking corpse in a suit.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But Yoda would know all about that.
But he's old now.
But he would.
He can't jump around like a little fucking bean anymore.
Yes, he can.
Not in the original.
Oh, that's
in the prequels.
Okay,
he definitely couldn't.
Right, my bad. Oh man, my brain.
It's crazy to think that like you could be alive for like almost 1,000 years.
Was that dude trying to fuck the fucking like window? Like what happened there?
I think he got crushed into the glass.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird that it's specifically coming from his dick.
Honestly, I think he's blooming. So.
It's
actually.
Giant line.
Yeah.
So this is where the flamethrower actually comes in pretty handy.
Okay.
We have some plant mutations.
You're gonna burn down the Amazon.
Exactly. But he's also got the next level of security clearance that we need for that wristband.
Okay.
I need your arm.
That's I guess the like the you had to find the medallions in the first part. That's the
gotcha
thing to be able to get out.
Senior staff clearance required.
So that's 3. So that's senior.
And then you gotta get that senior citizen clearance stage.
I want 30 cents off my movie ticket.
I want to eat dinner at 3 p.m. and I want a discount.
Plant zombies.
Zombies.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what the flamethrower is going to be.
Yeah, that's not good.
Are these vegan zombies?
Is that vegan mayonnaise?
So that's the future.
That was gunpowder.
What was that?
That was gunpowder.
Oh. Dude, did you buy any Fujilos yet?
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool, right? Totally different kind of enemy design.
So if you eat that, is that cannibalism or not?
Well, I think it was a person at one point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean...
Disco.
Yeah.
I think it was.
There's still some people. It's still some people in there.
Because I know if we said no.
Omnivore, dude.
Is it like eating like the tofu version of people?
But there still was people.
Right.
It's more like if you made tofu from people.
All right.
Yeah, well, I just feel like it's like that's a balanced diet, you know. Like
your meat and your vegetables in one.
Yeah, right. Like if you only eat people, you're not getting any of the leafy greens, that iron, those nutrients. So you can't survive 100% on people, Ulysses. You gotta get a veggie. You gotta get a veggie mix in there, man. you know, some asparagus or something, you know.
Why is that your go-to?
I like asparagus.
Well, yeah, but like, why is that the go-to vegetable?
It's a good
Sorry,
side.
my
it's a
ADHD
good
really just like
side.
latched onto why was
Oh,
that the
that's fine.
first
Yeah, you
one?
should have picked Brussels sprouts.
It's a good side. It's a good side. Brussels sprouts are also a good side vegetable.
No.
That's one of the
If you
only
oven
foods
roast
in
them,
the world
cut 'em-
that I don't
Cut
like.
them into quarters, olive oil, some like.
I've had them that way.
I
I've
like
had them
it.
done
Yeah,
up.
I like it.
It's one of the
Sprouts.
only things I
That's fair.
genuinely
That's
don't like.
fair. I'm not trying to force it on you or anything. You know, I'm not.
Not yet, anyway.
Brussels sprout evangelist, dude. Like, it's fine.
The extreme's just going to be Sage when he's just like looks like massively bloated with Brussels sprouts like falling out of his mouth.
Or just like next time we're here, say just looking like real contrite. He has like a black eye, and it's like, I actually had some pretty good Brussels sprouts the other day. Like, really liked them.
Yeah, we'd be like screwed dealing with those things
Without
if
the flamethrower.
if you didn't have a flamethrower.
Okay, bullets not killer.
I think you could put them down like temporarily, but you have to burn them to get rid of them.
Okay. Is the flamethrower invisible?
You know what? I think you kind of will come across it no matter what. I think it'd be very difficult to miss it.
Okay. But presumably you could throw all the ammo for it and just be screwed.
Yes, that definitely. That definitely.
They like speak by belching.
I've met people who do that.
It's like Ents. Even in the Lord of the Rings, that's how the Ents kind of sound.
They do.
Yeah, they're just very gassy.
Okay. Help me remember these symbols
I'm
here.
glad Treebeard never fought in the movie. Dude. Adam Sandler's Lord of the Rings.
You remember when there was supposed to be that Tonka truck movie he was going to make?
Yeah,
That's Lord of the Rings.
I wanted those
What?
farting
No, just
trucks.
Adam Sandler.
I wanted that movie of like an hour and a half of farting trucks.
No.
That was-
God.
Cars.
What? Yeah, basically cars. I don't. Could you imagine?
First one, but again.
Right.
Could you imagine the joke in like Lord of the Rings, Adam Sandler's Lord of the Rings, like
Of course.
where like Pippin farts, and then Treebeard farts in response, but it's a really long, drawn out.
That was
fart.
actually a proposed idea, or so, wasn't it?
That it
By
takes a
Adam
long
Sandler.
time to fart in Intish.
By
You said
Adam
that
Sandler.
joke?
I thought so.
Really?
Like I'm
No.
Oh, I did not. Maybe I'm remembering. He really like proposed that Treebeard fart for
maybe-
a really long time.
I could be
Takes
wrong.
a long time to fart in Intish.
I could be wrong.
Great minds think alike.
Oh my god.
No.
Well,
No.
I really was like, I might have heard that too, and I'm repeating that, but that's my original idea. I was really just trying to embody how stupid the jokes in an Adam Sandler's Lord of the Rings movie would be.
Wait, did I? Oh, wait, hold on. Did I go through?
I still might be better than the Hobbit movies.
Hey,
I do fucking dislike those Hobbit movies
Hey.
a lot.
I've never even
My-
seen the third one.
my
I never saw
50,000-pound Goblin King life. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that part. That was good. Like, it's just the giant naked Goblin King.
Pustules all
Yeah.
over.
Oh, yeah, I
like
did see
the
that one.
like
Yeah.
like
That was the first one.
That
it
was
was
the
like
first one.
Baron Harkonnen, but times like 50 mass. Just yeah,
I mean, I will take that over the
It was
fucking
hard.
dwarf songs.
yeah. The dwarf songs are really bad, and the scenes of them interacting in the Hobbit hole was
Yeah.
one of the most awkwardly filmed and just like least
because there's so much
believable
it was
sequence.
green screen
Yeah,
and
it was one of the
CGI
least
and, like-
believable things I've ever seen. But it's because none of them were there. They all did those parts individually, and it was added in post.
And it looked
So,
like it. So.
yeah, so there was no natural chemistry in those scenes at all because those people were acting with like dolls in front of them, and
Oh,
like
no.
that's what made Ian
McKellen
McKellen
started crying
cry.
on the set of the
Like
movie.
he broke down sobbing because he was filming this scene. It was just him in this room that was nothing but green. Like it was all green and talking to 12 like green like little figurines, and he was trying to act out the scenes and react the way that he would react if somebody had said that to him. And he's just like, this is not acting. Like, I hate this. Like, this sucks.
You got a trophy.
A trophy for having DNA.
Oh, nice.
This makes for a good weapon.
So there's that other.
Yeah, you could bust
password.
somebody's
What's
head
that
with
say on the front? Guacamole? Oh, guac. Oh, it is
Guac, it says say guac.
Guac Institute. I knew that.
There you go.
I was sure I misread that, but I definitely saw guacamole.
Well, it's because of the fucking DNA proteins having those abbreviations, guanine, et cetera.
Did they take the? And I think okay, is that what that was for?
Yeah, why can't we use that to crush some zombie skulls?
Yeah. Seems like a good weapon.
Seems better than those dinky little knives.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know why I'm just.
Of all the weapons you could use to fight a zombie, I feel like the knife might be the worst.
I feel like that kind of helixy, like,
Hello.
trophy would make some good guac, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe you can make it out of these plant human hybrid zombies.
Ooh, that's a good
Like,
idea.
grind that thing in there. Like,
It's like an avocado version.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, man. Don't tell the millennials, dude.
They'll all start eating people if there's avocado on them.
They'll just start carrying toast around them and a knife, just like waiting for those people. Come on, just let me get a finger.
Oh no, it's turning into a Bill Maher stream.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I am a millennial, so it's a good stereotype. Like they did a nice job crafting a stereotype for the millennial that's very easy to just beat up on. So I'll indulge in that. It's whether that implicates myself or not. Although I've never eaten avocado toast.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I mean, I've eaten avocado, but yeah, not specifically like I'm gonna.
I've had
just put
avocado in a sandwich if that counts as avocado toast.
No,
But
it was
not
toasted.
No, that goes in the sandwich.
The bread might have been toasted on
But
the
was it
sandwich.
toasted? It might have been isn't good enough.
Okay, well, I don't necessarily remember. I've had multiple sandwiches
Well, you
with
can't say
avocado on
you
it.
I fucking avocado toast if you don't remember.
I didn't say I've eaten avocado toast. I said I've eaten sandwiches that may have been toasted that had avocado on them.
Well,
but
let me know when you know.
But I've never like ordered something off the menu that was called avocado toast.
Okay.
But so I don't know if that counts or not.
Yeah, burn them all. There's no other way.
Black as ash.
Oh,
I feel like avocado toast is something you could pretty easily make by yourself if you really wanted it.
I've never really wanted it.
Is it just avocado on toast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else would you put in?
I don't. Maybe is there like a special seasoning or like an additional?
not really.
sauce
I mean, maybe
or-
there
It's sort
is.
of an avocado
like
paste, I
sprinkled
think, as opposed to
bacon
like just
on it.
just mushing an avocado onto bread. But I don't know.
Oh. I mean, that's not that good though.
It doesn't.
Like
No.
avocado is a good condiment. Like I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's
I love avocado.
I love
avocado.
avocado. Awesome on a lot of things, but like I mean, but think about like how much stuff you mix into guacamole to give it like additional flavor.
Yeah.
Or like all these stuff, the other stuff that would be in a sandwich with avocado on it. Like I don't want to like eat just a straight avocado.
Would you drink an avocado?
I've had an avocado smoothie. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, those are good.
Actually, relatively often, to be honest. They're easy to make.
It's a good smoothie
It's
thing.
fairly healthy, you know, you get your veggies.
But like, let's
I will
just say
say
somebody
that.
made like
Technically a
avocado
fruit,
juice.
right?
Well, it's because it grows on a tree and then it's got the pit inside. Yeah, I think it's technically a fruit. Yeah. Whatever it is, there are a few things in nature as creamy as an avocado. That's for sure. Like it's like maybe some cheeses. Like I don't know, peanut butter.
It was a big block, little block,
Peanut butter just a thing in nature?
or no?
No. I'm just talking about like literally things that have textures similar to avocado.
Okay.
Like it is a pretty unique plant. You know,
Opposite,
human beings
skinny,
saved avocados.
big, little.
Yeah.
Like it was, I think it was ground sloths that originally, like one of the reasons the avocados pits are so big is because they would get planted by the ground sloths would come and eat the avocados and then pass them, and then they'd grow. You know, they'd go through the digestive system, and the pit would survive, and then it would grow. But when the ground sloth started to go extinct, the indigenous people living in Mesoamerica, they noticed that the trees weren't growing, like that they weren't seeing the trees grow, and they figured out that they just needed to plant them and that they would grow. So it wasn't necessarily so much that they did they didn't farm them so much, but like they knew that if they took the seeds and buried them, then they would grow, and otherwise the avocado trees might have gone extinct.
That's cool.
That's just people are a lot smarter than we give them credit for.
Oh yeah, I mean people in ancient times, they figured shit out. They weren't dumb.
Well, dude, you look at corn. Like, you know how smart ancient people had to be for corn to look the way that it does now? It used to look like a kernel of wheat. Mm-hmm. Like, it used to be like a small kind of like thing you'd see at the head of like prairie grass.
Well, what about horses, right?
Yeah, horses too. Well, think about like in truly ancient times, like ancient Assyria, they were all riding on chariots because the horses weren't big enough. And then only a few thousand years later, they had bred the horses big enough that people could ride them. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that's crazy just to think what we have done with animals and plants and stuff like that.
But then we made the pug.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing where it's like if God really made us in His image, dude, like it lessens my confidence in the direction of the universe, dude, and the shoddy workmanship that there might be. Like that's the kind of thing that happens when you let humans play God. They're like, oh, wouldn't it be cute if its face was all fucked up? Like, why don't we do that to wolves? Like, let's slowly get to the point where we take wild dogs and turn them into chihuahuas and things we can put in our purse. Like, what if we could put that wolf in our purse, dude? Like, wouldn't that be great, Sage? Wouldn't that be great? Like, that wolf that you're like that's scrounging around your camp for like your scraps or whatever, that like you slowly befriend and form a bond with, and then have all these like complicated breeding Isn't the end goal that you be able to eventually put that in your purse, dude?
What do you think the ancient wolves would have thought of that idea?
I saw a meme specifically like that, where it was a cat like going back to ancient Egypt, and it was like a cat with the caption was cats with time machines, and he goes back and like talks to an ancient like cat from ancient Egypt, and the cat was said to him, he's like the modern cat says to the ancient cat,
so then it would have been the first
humans still serve us, and he's like, that's awesome. And then on the bottom there's a wolf and then a pug, and it's like, I can't breathe, and he's like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Undo what you just said.
Perfect. That was one of the funniest memes I've seen in a long time. I was like, oh wow, like that's definitely true.
Sorry.
Yeah, we did way crazier stuff with dogs than we ever did with cats.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have like one of the weirdest things we've done with cats, and it's a hairless cat, but like
it's still a functional
but
cat.
It's still just a cat without fur. Like it's not all like changed in size and shape and face and stuff. They do have those Persian cats.
This is where we started
the same thing, but it's just not. It has not been done the same way to cats that it's been done to dogs.
Well, I mean, even like some of those weird cats could theoretically live in the wild in the right place, right climate, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think pugs will
swap these.
No, I do think my cat, like in an environment that wasn't cold, would do all right.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's got wild cat tendencies sometimes. I'm impressed by her sometimes.
Well, that's the thing about cats is they're always like just one generation from just regressing back into the other.
Well, and that's because they're not domesticated in the same way that dogs are.
Right.
Cats view themselves as being in a relationship with you. Like you guys share this kind of like pack or like environment kind of dynamic or whatever. So they expect things from you, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can kind of get to the point where the cats think they're the dominant member of the house. Whereas like dogs have a very servile, like they've been bred to be more, like some dogs aren't, but like your typical domesticated dog is really interested in making you happy and seeing you and being around you.
Because ultimately we genetically warped them to always view humans as the alpha pack,
Right. Whereas cats, I mean, the idea of a cat as like a real pet is fairly recent. For most of the history of humans and cats were a
they were companions,
device,
but
for like getting rid of pests. Like people loved cats and treated cats with a lot of respect. It's one of the reasons the ancient Egyptians did. Is they ate the mice that ate the grain, so they were like seen as protectors of the food supply.
The Vikings too, because they always took their cats on ships.
Yep. But I'm sure they had they liked the cat, but the cat had like a very specific function outside of being a pet in almost all contexts. And like a lot of the time, dogs have like specific like herding dogs and stuff like that. But dogs have also been pets for a very long time. Yeah, at this point.
Well, like what, 40,000 years?
Does it matter which one it is?
It's crazy.
I think.
Well, it is really. They would just scrounge the
last one, right?
Like human camps, and then slowly they got bolder and bolder, and then the humans also would feed them, and they kind of like formed like a bond, and then
especially if you can get one as like a puppy,
right.
It must have been great to be one of those like Egyptian priests who just worked in like the cat temples where they just gotta care for the cats all day. Right. They get paid for it.
It'd be like those cat cafes in Japan or whatever.
Pretty much.
Their job basically is to serve coffee and pet cats.
We have a cat cafe in Minneapolis.
Do we?
I'm dead serious.
Where is it?
Never been there, but we do.
I just drove by it. Where was it? It's on my way to get my nails. On Hennepin, I think.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Nicolette, Lake Street, Lake? No, Hennepin. Hennepin sounds right. Hennepin. Yeah, totally. There's a cat cafe.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
One of my friends on Discord went through Minneapolis recently, and she was just like, I went to the cat cafe. I'm like, bitch, why the fuck did you tell me you were here? But also, right, the cat cafe.
It's amazing how those caught on so big in Asia.
Oh, I made sure to go to one of those in Japan. I mean, I don't know. It's like really, it's a place to go like study, and then it's kind of nice to have the cat come around or whatever. They are like cafes.
Yeah.
Like it's not like.
You don't specifically go there because of the cats. The cats are just
it's just nice that the cats are there. Yeah, right.
I also like the fact that you can. Also super ADHD. If this was mentioned already, I apologize. But I also really like the fact that it's a cat cafe, but it's also like they partner with a lot of like shelters in the areas.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're cats that they take in from other shelters that then you can adopt.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool.
That is cool.
And so you get a chance to go and interact with the cats and see how they are with other people and other cats, and then you can determine
that's a perfect setting too, because like a lot of cats in the shelters, they might behave a little differently because they want out.
Exactly.
When they're in a cat cafe, they're a little more happy, a little more behaving natural.
So.
Yeah. Which I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. It is. I always recommend you meet your animals first.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing that like makes me so angry sometimes. Is people will like buy like a pet for their family or whatever without like the rest of the family seeing it, and then one of the family members doesn't like the pet or doesn't get along with it or something like that, and they bring it back, and that's a messed up thing to do.
Well, especially when
take the animal home and then like a week later or whatever, bring it back because you didn't let everybody check it out and make sure that they liked it.
Well, especially in those cases where it's like a dog that might maybe it's a little bit more aggressive than some dogs,
right?
And then you just bring it home without thinking, just dump it in front of your kid, and your kid starts poking it in the eye or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And it's gonna bite.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then they punish the dog for that.
Right. Yep. And it's like, well, now, like, how are you going to redeem the dog now? Like, you abandon it again. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's like, I mean, like, I don't know. You should get in huge, like, I mean, I don't know if it's like if there is anything that happens to people that do that with adoption, but I think there should be. But like, I mean, it's like that. Like, how do you give an animal like a home and then be like, nah, fuck you, go back into the cage? It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, they develop serious abandonment issues.
Yeah.
There are folks that come to my job that from people who adopt from the Humane Society who I often hear that, this cat had been returned 3 times and I don't understand why. I'm just like, why the fuck this cat is the sweetest goddamn cat I've ever met? Like, why would you do that? Or with dogs. Right. I'm like, why? Or it's like oftentimes there are folks at my job
mash up the waves.
Who I don't remember the name of the rescue, but there's like a specific rescue in Wisconsin that only it's called Gerald's house actually.
Okay.
And he built this house basically to support senior dogs and dogs who have major medical problems.
Right.
And so those are the only types of dogs that he fosters, and so those are the dogs that get adopted. And he's like, when these folks go out there, there's like it's really hard not to impulsively just adopt like 4 or 5 of them. because this is so sad to see that or like they'll tell me stories about how like there'll be people who will talk about doing it, but we don't really want that type of responsibility. And I'm like, okay, if you're gonna sit there and fucking adopt, like if you're gonna, how are you more comfortable adopting a puppy when puppies alone within the first year can cost you $1,500 easily, and that depends on what you do, and that doesn't include puppy classes, that doesn't include anything, that literally just is your vet bills alone.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to be okay with forking over that much money, but as your dog gets older, not prepared to fucking care for them?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like, that pisses me off. It's like you don't get a puppy just to enjoy the younger years. You have that for your entire fucking for their entire life. Like, fuck you for not understanding that they think that you are forever. You doing that to them is so goddamn traumatizing.
Right. And it's like those people that get the snakes, man. Somebody needs to go and beat the ever-loving shit out of anybody who's buying a python. Be like, well, I can keep it in a terrarium in my room. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot box. It'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be perfect. And then the snake is fucking 10 feet long, and then they're like, well, better let it outside.
Well, what about those people who grab like baby gators and shit, and then when they get too big, they're just like, oh, down the toilet you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are dumb.
Just selfish, man.
Yeah.
Or like there's literally a week in the veterinary field, it's like I think it's like sometime in the middle of July, that's just devoted to the awareness of adopting animals, because like the middle of July is around the time when it's like the time of year when long enough after Christmas where people are like, okay, we don't want this anymore, or it's the most time where like litters are born, and so you get a lot of like dealing with a lot of like abandoned like kitten litters or abandoned puppy litters, and people who they got pregnant, well, I don't really want these anymore, so let's just go dump them somewhere. Like yeah,
it's always sad when people just dump boxes of baby animals on the highway or whatever.
Get your animals spayed and neutered.
Exactly, like if you can't afford it, there literally are programs that can help you pay for that stuff, or you can get it, like at least for Minnesota, I know there's MN Snap or Min Snap or something that's literally for low cost, like spay or neuters, or just free. You might just get it done for free if you qualify. Like there's like to the point where it's like, no, you don't have an excuse. Or you can go to Mission Animal Hospital, who is either in Edina or Eden Prairie. I can never remember which one it is. But like we went there for Gravy's spay, and that was significantly cheaper than any other the animal hospital we were going to at the time. It's just like there are places where you can get it done, or you can risk going out to like, not knocking them because they're just you're not getting much funding, but like going out to like more like the country, like out toward like Dalso Cokato, which is like an hour and a half more towards North Dakota, and like my friend is having her cat spayed there, and she's gonna barely pay a goddamn dime. It's just like there are ways to do it that aren't necessarily safe, but like you can get it done. So, like, when people walk in and they're just like, we're not gonna neuter, we're not gonna spay, I'm just like, good luck. Especially because like for I don't know about cats, but I know at least for dogs that not spaying female dogs can increase their chance of getting
UTI.
No.
Uterine cancer?
Cancer. Yeah, they can get cancer, and there's a specific name for the diseases that I don't know the name, but we actually did end up having a dog that we knew that the owner was specifically caring about this dog because it was breeding, and she ended up getting that disease, and she ended up getting euthanized.
Oh, geez.
And so it's just like, it's like people, I think it blows my mind how much people are just like, oh no, we know best for our animals. And it's just like, yeah, I understand that that's your animal, but like, you're not a doctor. You don't know how any of that actually works. And so I understand that
But it's also like...
it's like, I understand that you know your pet, but at the same time, it's just like, there's also medicine for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, and then for cats, for sure, if you don't get your female cat spayed, they spray.
They do.
And it stinks.
It's awful.
Like, it stinks. And they don't just do that in the litter box. They do that around your house. Like, they intentionally, they know to pee in the litter box, but they're spaying on the house for totally different reasons than they go in the litter box for. And it's like...
Yeah, that really
it also gets more and more uncomfortable the more that it happens, too, and the more that they're not getting pregnant.
Right.
So, like, my friend's cat will literally just... She yells and she yells.
Yeah, and it sounds awful.
It does, and I'm just like, it's just like I feel so bad for her. And you have to joke, 'cause it's just like, no one is gonna come and fuck you. Stop. Just, god damn it. There is no cat. Stop.
Yeah, why would you want your cat to have a sex drive if it's not going to be fucking? Like, you need to bring cats over or something. Like, it just, I mean, I don't know how you can have safe cat sex,
also...
but like, I don't know how you facilitate that. Like, have the talk with your cat, but like, just, I don't know, but like, if your cat's not gonna be fucking, don't let them have a sex drive.
Well, then it's like, if you're gonna breed, it goes through the proper channels and make sure that, like, your animals don't have a genetic disease or something. Like,
that too,
that's why when people come in like, oh, we're thinking about breeding, it's like, okay, well, just, make sure that at the age you bring them back and have them tested a couple of different ways to make sure that they don't have, like, neurological disorders, and make sure that they don't have, like, a major birth defect, that, like, okay, if you procreate and pass this on, that's gonna create a fucked up breed. Like, it's like breed responsibly. How fucking hard is that? Backwoods breeders piss me off so goddamn much. Or people who vaccinate on their own. It's just like, no.
Yeah.
Like there's people who come to my job who I think they breed French bulldogs, and they're gorgeous, but she vaccinates on her own, including the rabies vaccine, and she got mad at us because we were like, no, we're not going to do anything with your dogs until you can provide proof that those vaccinations were done by a licensed veterinarian. And she's just like, well, I'm not coming to your fucking clinic then. And it's just like, no, don't then. Like, are you telling people that you're the one doing this to their dogs?
Oh,
like,
shit.
Oh my god.
Now he's down here.
They require the licenses for a reason.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I think for our cats, the only one that we don't have, like, an actual certificate for rabies is Biscuit. But I know, I have all the stuff from her that she went to, so I know it was done.
Okay.
And she'll get a new tag this October, actually. So I'm not super concerned about it. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. And people act like it is, and it really bothers me.
Well, a lot of people just think they know better, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, we had somebody who called and got mad because I wouldn't let her schedule an appointment just to put her 8-year-old cat down.
8?
Yeah. I was just like, I
What's
have
wrong with the
nothing
cat?
indicating that it what he's talking about. And it had what did Betsy say? Like a hole in its trachea. There's like a hole that like it wasn't like, it was like a little hole that when it was a kitten didn't get caught, so it didn't get fixed. But it wasn't causing like life-threatening issues for it to have it, and so it was like, okay, like the benefit of fixing it outweighs the risk of fixing it. Like,
right.
That it'll be okay if you just do these things. And
right.
The owner was saying how, like, because her mom is a breeder, she gets an endless supply of antibiotics, and the cat has decided that it doesn't want to take the antibiotics because apparently that hole kept getting infected. And she was like, he's just miserable now, and so I know it's time. And I was just like, I can do a quality of life exam for you, and you can talk to the doctor if you want to. And then she got pissed and was just like, if I called the Humane Society, they would just do this. They wouldn't give me any grief. And I was like, well,
if you love your cat, wouldn't you want somebody to check?
I know. I was like, well, maybe you should probably call the Humane Society then. And that's like literally what I said. Uh-huh. And then she was just like, well, fuck your policies. And she hung up, and I was just like, man, I'm sorry for your cat. Like, you should not have that cat if it's got that many medical problems. And like, what all of us were thinking about it, it's like, okay, if it kept getting infected, then we're thinking that the cat probably built up a resistance to the antibiotics it was getting because it got it so often. So you should have brought him in to get a different course of antibiotics or to get it readdressed if it's so bad. Right. But just like not being willing to do that and thinking that you know best, and then instead of letting someone take care of your animal if you're not able to, or having the heart to be like, you know what, I understand that this has been my pet for however long, but I understand I can't afford it, so I will surrender it to someone who can. The fact that I've seen so many people not do that really upsets me. Yeah. Like, I know multiple folks who, like, we've gotten the euthanasia reports from emergency vets who people at the e-vet will offer, we can take your dog, we'll take them, and the owners will go, no.
What's with the beholder?
They just say no. Like,
they just say no, and they elect to euthanize. And I'm just like, how selfish are you not to want your dog to have a better life, even if it's not with you?
Right.
Yeah.
Those, like, if you actually love your dog or cat, you love your animal, if you're not willing to if you don't love them enough to let them live, even if it's not with you, why?
That is
Just
great.
why?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's people who think
It
of
makes me
themselves
sad.
and not the cat 1st.
Yeah.
What is
I mean,
that?
To be honest, I don't know quite exactly
I
what
know.
that is.
It's
It's
after
something,
your
some
time.
sort of
Sorry.
G virus mutation.
Can we let it loose and it can fly around and shoot lasers out of its eyes?
It looks like it would do something like that, doesn't it? But unfortunately, I don't think so.
That was easy. All right.
That's the sample that Ada asked us to find.
That was an interesting Staples commercial.
That was good.
Detected. Facility lockdown initiated.
Ready? Ooh, there you go.
Self-destruct
We have,
sequence.
Is it time? It is time.
Lockdown is complete.
Time to feed the animals.
Oh, getting glared at.
Don't get
Do you
trampled.
remember that? Sage, do you remember that Tim Dillon that you showed me about putting
Which one?
dogs down?
Oh, well, yeah, that shit was hilarious.
That was so funny.
Go on,
I mean,
Nick.
clearly, yeah.
I mean, clearly he's kidding.
kidding,
He's not,
but
yeah,
it
he's
was
not serious.
just funny how this rant that he went on.
Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown.
I do. It does bother me sometimes when people don't like understand the fact that like comedy's just supposed to be funny. These aren't like people expressing things that they think should be done or should
Right.
happen at all.
Right.
Tim Dillon just telling people they should just put their dog down because like. But who knows? Somebody's probably in the comments of those videos going,
Taking
like,
him
this
seriously.
is disgusting.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Well, that video got that whole like hour and a half podcast of that
Yeah.
is from was demonetized because of that
Because
joke.
of that joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, then there's also the people, not just who get
Yeah.
flipped out by it, but people who go, "Oh, Tim Dillon said I should put my dog down. I'm gonna do it."
You think people actually do that?
I bet there's at least somebody.
I don't know, man. I hope not. That's a level of moronic I can't handle. But I will say the internet has proved to me that a lot of people don't understand the concept of sarcasm.
Yeah.
That's so true.
like just not
That's
at
so
all.
true.
Sometimes I'll see people like the Onion will post something on Twitter or some other satire type websites will do it or whatever, and then people just like,
Oh, it's your friend.
No, and again, that's not Mr. X. That's the other guy.
oh,
And he
mutate
mutates
it
every
again.
time we see
Yeah.
him.
Is he gonna throw you into a pit 20 more times?
But like, it is so funny when people like seriously like comment in outrage based on Onion headlines and stuff.
I know, yeah, absolutely.
Or politicians. You know, we got the cream of the crop. Remember that outrage over that story about the abortion plex? Like Planned Parenthood's open up an abortion clinic with like a swimming pool and like a movie
I
theater there, and some Republican congressman's getting up there going like, "This is an outrage and a waste of taxpayer dollars." And it's like, no one's putting an AMC at the abortion clinic, you fucking dumbass. It's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, it does
To
tell you.
point
man.
out, at your expense, might I add, they're mocking you for the things that you claim happened. Like,
So then for them to
so
believe
then
that.
to believe something like that is just.
You won't get away that easily.
This character is he's the scientist that like designed the G virus.
Okay.
That's caused all this. Now you get more of the scientist's story is in Claire's campaign.
Oh, okay. Sure.
There's their daughter is a major character actually
Oh.
that Claire's like trying to keep safe, right, and get her out.
Oh, okay.
Leon's more to do with the espionage of like Ada and Mr. X, and you know.
Yeah. That makes sense. So you really
But
need to
that's his
play.
wife.
Definitely need to play both
To get a
together.
full understanding. Which we will do a Claire. We'll do a Claire for this as well.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a lot of arms.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into like a Hindu god.
He's tanky, man. Yeah.
I'm impressed that she survived that.
Yeah, she looked like she got pretty squished.
What are you doing?
We can't let him get away!
Yep, down the bed you go again. Oh, this is still on hyper easy mode.
You can't change your back, so.
Okay.
Disappointingly, it is.
Yeah, he's gone full necromancer.
The good thing is he's
Space did get a lot of.
He's been so neutered by the easy mode that he's barely moving.
Oh, he's got an anime jump there.
Sage, when you gonna Naruto run for me, man?
That's not going to happen.
Sage, how long have we been friends, man?
A while? A long time, man.
Years, dude. Over a decade, man. And you're not gonna Naruto run for me?
I'm not gonna Naruto run now.
Our friendship means that little to you?
Oh my god.
No, it's a good idea that you don't, because I know that I would
Mock
probably.
me forever.
Well, I would probably go overboard. I don't know if I could like handle myself and be decent to you if I had a video of you doing that.
I wouldn't either.
I'd like it even more if you did that, but you were holding like a medieval flail behind your back while you're doing it, so it's like hitting you in the ass as you're running.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Or like a big floppy dildo. There's two of them. And then you get Naruto run down the street. Like a big double
Do
engine.
you remember when that
18-incher.
Prime Minister got hit in the face with the dildo?
Yeah.
During that interview.
Yeah, it's about Australia. I don't remember. I don't think it was the Prime Minister, but it was an important politician in Australia. But it was fucking funny to see him get hit in the face with that
More politicians should be hitting the back of the dildo. It should be like an occupational hazard, you know?
Yeah, it should. Did I show you that video of Bill Gates getting pied in the face back in the day?
You did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was really satisfying to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was just walking up, big nerdy-ass Bill Gates. Just smashed in the face with that pie. I was outraged by how the news tried to report it as some kind of, like, tragedy.
Yeah, it's
They
like
were like
assassinated. Or
yeah, they were like, Bill Gates was fine after the heinous attack, and it's like, he got hit in the face with a pie, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to act like Bill Gates is some national treasure who just bump a pie to the face, dude.
He got off even easier than George Bush did.
Yeah.
The shoeing.
Wow, but George Bush,
He dodged those, though.
that was
he had good
it was
reflexes
impressive.
there.
It was impressive.
It was like the only time I was impressed by him.
Yeah, I was really like, wow, man, he moves quick.
I would have enjoyed a Matrix sequel, except instead of bullets and Neo, it's George Bush and shoes.
That would be pretty good. That would be funny, just as like a Robot Chicken sketch or whatever. Like George Bush like opens the door into the next room and like a giant centipede stands up or whatever with shoes on.
Oh fuck, that's actually really good.
Just start tossing shoes at him.
That's amazing. Max still had a lot of ammo too, even after that.
Just the centipede runs out of shoes and he's like, "Hey, you misunderestimated me."
That's genius, honestly.
It was so good. Like Bush, I mean, I have to say, in my lifetime,
He also wasn't really president.
Obama,
Dick Cheney was.
Obama was the only president that I did not laugh at. Like, Obama was a serious person, like, doing his job, like he never got on TV and, like, embarrassed himself to make me laugh. But every other president in my lifetime, man, from Bill Clinton to George
Depends on what
Bush,
the definition of the word is.
Trump and Biden now, like, every president's been like a cartoon except for Obama.
That's
Even
true.
most of the nominees.
Yeah, well, increasingly. So.
Yeah.
Although 2012 still marks the high water mark for the 2012
Ada was
Republican.
being honest with us.
Oh,
Well, who would have guessed?
no, we fell for her shit.
She really works for Umbrella.
It's into the wrong hand.
Yeah.
Wow,
Never
I
could've
didn't
seen
see
that
that coming,
coming,
man.
So that actually did kill her.
Okay.
Getting grabbed.
Gotcha.
Just not immediately. Yeah. But no, Ada is... I mean, that's the biggest question in the entire franchise still, is who the fuck does Ada work for? Because she lies and says she's FBI here.
Yeah.
She's really Umbrella.
Yeah.
But then in 4, Umbrella's not even around anymore. And she's like supposedly working for Wesker, but then she like sells him out too. Okay. And like then that just has never been answered. Like I was hoping maybe the like cut out like black market bioweapon or like trading organizations that were introduced with 7 and 8 maybe could give an answer to that. Like maybe one of them is her boss. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, that 2012 Republican primary was so fucking funny, dude.
Oh god,
like,
yeah, dude.
Like 2016 was pretty crazy with Trump just roasting it, turning the debates into celebrity roasts. But 2012, man, they were just the goofiest group of people. What is it? Rick Santorum, Michelle Bachmann, fucking Herman Cain. Herman Cain. Who else ran that year? I mean Romney. I mean the real funny thing about the 2012 primary was everyone was like anybody but Romney, please, God. So like psychos would get up there and they'd be number 1 in the polls because people were just like anyone but Romney. Like, and they'd find out what a moron one of them was, and then they'd have to jump to the next candidate. Eventually, it was Romney.
Herman Cain was still the goofiest, I think, though.
Oh, Herman Cain was unreal.
Well, the last the 2016 Republican primaries, though, dude, Jeb Bush.
Well, but Jeb Bush was only funny because of how thrown off his game he was. Well, and also because he's a big man. He's kind of just a man-child. Yeah, that's true.
I think even without Trump to come in and talk a bunch of shit,
right.
I think he still would have looked bad.
You're right, dude.
Maybe not as bad.
When he pulled on that zip-up hoodie that was too tight, and just pulling it down, and the zipper's right there, dude. He's like, dude, come on, that's not how you put that on. It's not designed to be worn like that. Don't do that. And just looking like an absolute moron. And then he's like, I don't know. Then he gave some shout out to some irrelevant tech company I'd never heard of before.
I don't think you.
But when his mom wouldn't tell him that he was the favorite.
Well, she didn't just tell. She just wouldn't say anything. No. She said that was actively not the case.
She didn't no. That was funny when Trump was like.
Now she woke up.
That was funny when Trump directly would call Jeb Bush out for how much for his mom. Like he pointed out his mom said that. He was like Jeb Bush gets roasted by his mom once.
It's one of the great tragedies that COVID killed Herman Cain.
Yeah. That was too bad, man. Because that dude, when he owned that Pokemon movie thing, when he was dropping out, that was his last speech. He was announcing that he was dropping out of the race, and he was like, "I've been told this quote's from the Pokemon movie, but whoever said it, it's a good quote, and I'll say it again."
I'll tell you, Herman Cain would have had my vote if he was running in 2024.
God, dude. No, I don't know. The Godfather's Pizza guy. Godfather's Pizza is irrelevant now, and that's Herman Cain's fault. He oversides demise.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't oversee the demise of America.
That's like when that I can't remember her name. What was the woman that ran in 2016?
Which one?
Carly Fiorina.
Oh yeah, the one that looked like a straight up mobster's wife.
Yeah, and she
also it has never been explained how she survived that or that is never elaborated on.
No.
Well, maybe the Ada and the future games isn't the real Ada.
We have 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to
finish the game. You remember when Carly Fiorina announced that Jeb Bush announced that she was going to be his VP, and then she walked off of the stage. It was like a 5-foot stage into the air and just like hit the ground. And Ted Cruz didn't even react, notice, or give a shit. Like that she had fallen like 5 feet and hit the ground. Like he just was like waving to people and shit. But no, I mean, she ran HP into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, she was personally responsible for destroying that company, and then she's like, I should be president.
Well, I mean, we already got somebody who was pretty good at running businesses into the ground.
Well, yeah, I was like, they were like, I don't even know. Trump acted like going through bankruptcy was like a badge of honor. He's like, I beat the system. And I was like, that's pretty pathetic.
But the thing is, now everybody agrees with them.
What? Beating the system by declaring bankruptcy?
Yeah.
I guess, dude.
Frank and It's Always Sunny did once say that's how he's made the most money he ever made, declaring bankruptcy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy who bought Sears...
There's Claire.
The guy who bought Sears,
yeah,
he bought it for nothing because the company was worthless. Like, because it was losing so much money. But he made tons of money by just shutting them down one by one and selling the land they were on and stripping all the assets and everything. Like he made a ton of money. Everybody from Sears lost their job and the company doesn't exist anymore, but he's fucking loaded.
Good old vulture capitalism.
That's what Romney used to do. That's how he got rich. That's what Bain Capital did, was they bought up dying companies and stripped them for the assets and sold the carcasses to companies that were overseas. They just sell the branding and like...
They specifically tied the company dogs to the top of their cars.
Yeah. That was like the least human thing I've ever heard in my life.
That happens in the National Lampoon movies.
Yeah. And it's a sign of how, like, kind of barbaric and stupid these people are. They draft their cats. That's like when Biden reads the teleprompter, and I'm like, that was the joke in Anchorman. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Like,
we got a nice little piece of music here.
that's how I know. That's how I know we live in the idiocracy future, because you can watch movies from the past, and things that actually happen now that you're supposed to take seriously were considered jokes in the past.
Well, it's also the thing about The Simpsons, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, The Simpsons was just trying to present an absurd version of reality, and then reality itself just became absurd. I think it's just started mirroring The Simpsons.
I also think that, I think The Simpsons also kind of, one of the reasons The Simpsons itself fell apart was because it was such a good takedown of culture at the time that it it put an end to people caring about the kind of family sitcom it was a parody of, and then it had nothing left to parody after a certain point.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think that hurt it. I think that hurt it a lot. Like the stuff that it was. I think it also partially.
I like how this dude is like a superhero in it.
I think it's partially just people's attention spans getting shorter and shorter. Kind of look at the shows that are popular now, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Or at least like kind of cartoonish shows or whatever. Like South Park almost survives because it can be 100% immediately relevant to what's happening before everybody fucking forgets about everything. That's what kills those shows that take 6 months to animate.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to reference, but all anybody's talking about is things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. There's too much shit going on.
Right.
I don't know why newspaper comics stuff. It's because they'll try to do topical humor sometimes. So it'll be like they'll do a COVID joke 2 years after nobody remembers COVID.
Yep. Yeah, people are definitely forgetting about COVID now, dude. Mm-hmm.
Even though it's still around.
Right.
It's good shit.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody's had it now.
Yeah.
I think what happened is everybody got the vaccine because they were like, okay, this is gonna beat COVID. Then everybody got COVID, and they're like, fuck it, like whatever. Now I already got it. So like,
have we ever even used our Magnum ammo?
We've yet to. We haven't gotten a Magnum.
Do you really go through like the whole game without ever finding one?
No, I don't remember how you get it. I think that's something we did miss.
Alright.
Unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah. 3/4 space.
It is kind of crazy how you can say that all the policies now, you can say that the vaccines don't prevent infection anymore. When you were like banned from social media for saying that for so long, and now it's just like, yeah, obviously, like everybody got it.
Yep.
It's funny too because I've said that to at least one person that's like, well, you know, it just lessens the severity. It was never supposed to prevent you from getting it. And I'm like, yes, it was. That's literally what they said it was going to do.
Yep. Dude, they changed the definition of vaccine in 2020 in Webster's to change the definition to like lessens infection.
Because it's technically a therapeutic. It
doesn't immunize you like a typical vaccine. Like the synonyms for vaccine are inoculation, immunization. Like it's supposed to make it so that you don't get it. Like there are breakthrough cases, but not like
here we go.
The overwhelming number of people who got it also get sick.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's doing God of War.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, she still has the hat on.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
And Claire gets a grenade launcher in her campaign.
Ooh, lucky.
Shit.
Can you blow yourself up with it, though?
I think so.
No, that kind of sucks in this game, though.
Oh, that was a superhero thing right there.
You think that makes your throat sore? Like those like choral singers and stuff like that? Like that.
They're also
long.
used to it.
I mean, they do specific training and shit.
Yeah.
It definitely does wear on you, though.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'd lose my voice from
Well, I know a lot of them. Well, it's kind of like any singer, right? Where they can do it for a while, but eventually they will wear out, and they gotta stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see? So Rammstein just had a concert in Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium.
Yeah. I wanted to go.
Oh, cool, nice.
I had wanted to.
Yeah.
I just didn't get tickets before they were.
It was a crazy show.
But that show was like, because it had been delayed like 18 months or something. Hadn't
See,
it?
there's Ada, right there.
I don't know. All I saw was they trucked in like 11 737s worth of equipment or something like that for the show. Like they had that many planes because they had that much equipment.
I heard it was like 140 stuff.
That's well, I mean, you went, so it must have been pretty badass to
Dude,
see.
it was the most intense concert I've ever seen. Probably ever even heard of.
Wow.
Rocket launcher finally did it.
Nice.
But yeah, like they had this massive stage. They had like crazy pyrotechnics all over the place.
Okay.
Like, and when they had so much pyrotechnics that when it went off, like the whole thing like went off like a blast of heat you could feel.
Dang. Wow. That's awesome.
I didn't know this, but apparently the lead singer of Rammstein is actually a licensed pyrotechnician.
Oh,
Of course he is. I would almost be disappointed if that wasn't the case.
That's cool, though. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about it, so like I wish I would have known about it and how crazy it's going to be. But it sounds like wild.
Oh yeah, especially because it was in the middle of that storm.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
And like, you would have loved the version of Deutschland they did.
Oh really?
Yeah, they had like all kinds
crazy intense.
Yep, they had all kinds of crazy lights and stuff. Just
Nice.
like how you imagined it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh man, I should have gone. Damn.
It was funny too because there was one of those crazy Christian preachers outside of the place yelling at everybody about how they were going to hell for going to see Rammstein.
I do feel like it does kind of come off almost as some kind of like crazy pagan ritual.
Yeah.
Like in the US Bank Stadium, which is already like some fucking crazy, like just the look of it on the outside in the middle of the storm where the Vikings play and all that fucking like Nordic imagery at the stadium anyway on top of. That sounds like it would have been pretty badass.
Yeah, it was a nuts concert.
made it.
Oh, she gets a kid in her campaign?
Just like I said.
There's that little girl she's taking. Which actually, that little girl is one of the playable characters in 6.
Really?
Yeah, all grown up.
Huh.
Because she was up being like experimented on, right, by her parents and the company. So she ends up she's in 6. She's like got like a Wolverine almost like style healing factor because of that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, she's the one that's partnered up with Wesker's son, who you can equip his hands in the gun slot and do karate.
God, that game is so silly.
6 is unbelievably dumb, dude. It's such a ridiculous, nonsensical.
I can't wait till we get to that on screen.
Yeah, we're definitely we're
Am I
definitely
playing
making,
the worst of the Resident Evil games with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
I mean, see, the one I'm feeling like more inclined to skip if we're gonna skip any of them is 5. 5, I feel like is like, okay.
Sure.
It's dumb, but like it's not. It only goes like
It's not like entertainingly dumb.
like it is in parts, but it's not consistent. Whereas like 6,
The end is amazing.
Yeah, the end is great.
Okay.
There's a few little moments. There's like a big boss fight with a giant like sea monster on a boat.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Shooting like chain guns at a giant like sea monster that's like
There are all those weird
Yeah.
ancient temple puzzle sequences where you're guiding lasers around with stone blocks.
it's kind of like the shit in Indiana
Oh,
Jones.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what would be a fucking cool game?
What?
Like,
Like to make or for us to play that doesn't
no,
exist?
I like to make
Oh,
that
okay.
doesn't exist. I don't know if you'd be allowed to do it because it probably would piss off animal rights activists. But like,
Alright.
I mean, whaling was badass, dude. Like, as much as it was a fucked up thing.
Oh
to kill
yeah,
all
no,
the
no,
whales,
dude, you could
to
whale
kill
in
all those
Assassin's
whales.
Creed 4.
Oh,
In the Black Flag, you could whale.
I never did.
Yeah.
I never did. I never did. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, you could totally whale
Wow.
in that game.
That
Well,
would
they
be-
make you do it at least once as a
I guess
a
I'm
little
forgetting
to-
about
Yeah,
it.
like
they
all
force
the
you to
mechanics
I
are
guess
tutorialize
introduced
it.
in the
I guess
campaign
I'm
at some point.
forgetting about
Yeah.
that then, because I played that game.
Did you? How much of it did you play?
I beat it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was the last of the Assassin's Creed
That you
games that I
played,
played
yeah.
all the way through. No, I mean I played.
Yeah.
I played. What was the Egyptian
Egypt
one?
Origins.
Origins.
Origins was good.
Yeah, I just didn't finish it. It got
It
really
is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
But-
Yeah, it that one is long, but
I stopped
I
in the DLC because I was like, I can't.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sorry.
I mean, I feel like I got a lot out of the game.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I did get to a bunch of the environments and stuff, and
Yeah.
really what I wanted to do was walk around ancient
Yeah.
Egypt. 'Cause
Right.
that's the thing. That's the thing that does it for me on
Yeah,
all
seeing
those
all
Assassin's Creed games because I'm so into history. So just to be able to see like all of that.
Well, I think
is
what I
pretty
like
cool.
about that, I don't know if it's in the other
Yeah.
ones. I guess I didn't really pay attention, but I know that like at least with that one is that they have the
Black Flag.
the origins.
Oh, Origins.
Is
Sorry.
that they have the option to do like the educational option where it is just you running around. Egypt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
I
it takes
did
all
that first, and I
combat
was
out
like,
of the
this
game.
is great.
yeah. It
It
is.
was so
Story.
nice.
They've used that in like straight up college classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You should.
I cried when I
Yeah.
saw the library.
You
in Alexandria.
100%
I was like, is this what it looked like? Probably not, but this is good rendition.
Well, they're actually really
I think there are
dedicated
some-
to trying to make things look as realistic as they
So I wonder
can.
if that is what it looked like.
And I think
There would be
I think
some
there
liberties
are
they'd have
some.
to take for Alexandria because we don't know
Yeah.
as much about
Right.
ancient Egypt as we do about
But I
16 in
do
France.
think
but-
there's a decent amount of records, both of what the Library of Alexandria looked like and kind of descriptions of people who had gone there. Because it lasted for, like,
Yeah,
I don't
till
even
burnt
know,
down.
long
There for
time.
a few hundred years.
Yeah. And I know, the Romans, during Roman times, the Romans wrote fucking everything down.
They did, which
Like,
is so smart.
so,
And then it was just like fire. It's like, oh no.
right.
So much history.
Well, I still think that there's some of that stuff. Maybe
Oh,
not
some
all
of it's
of
in the
it.
Vatican Library.
Some of it's in the
Oh,
Vatican
absolutely.
Library.
Absolutely.
Julius Caesar
That asshole.
Julius Caesar looted that thing on his way out of Egypt.
There's no way. Yeah, he just like.
That was when they were doing the siege in Alexandria. When
Yeah.
Caesar, like, he was just kind of hanging out there and then trying to negotiate between the daughter of the king and the son of the king because he left the kingdom to both the pharaoh. Like, he left him to Cleopatra and then her brother, and then her brother turned on Cleopatra and Caesar, and he had to lock himself in like the royal palace or whatever and was basically like, and then they cut the water off to him, and he just had him start digging wells. He was like, just start fucking digging right now or we're all gonna die. And they ended up finding water. Like, they just, like, everybody was digging holes in the royal palace looking for water.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know. Caesar lived a fucking crazy ass life, too.
He was like a cat. He was constantly cheating death.
Oh yeah, he should have died so many times.
Yeah,
But
he
he also
did eventually use up all nine of his life, though.
Yep,
Oh,
he got everything
he got
he got everything he ever wanted for like a very limited amount of time, and then he accomplished his goal. And
Yeah.
You're a kingfisher.
then he was a genius, though, leaving Octavian as his heir, because I don't know who else could have like reasserted control
No
over
one.
the kingdom in his absence. It's just a random nephew of his that like nobody cared about. He's so irrelevant, and then he managed to claw his way up and become emperor.
No, it was pretty almost Mark Anthony though, almost.
Oh, almost Anthony. Anthony was the obvious go-to. Like, he controlled Rome
He's doing what you would have
as soon as
expected.
Caesar was dead. Anthony took total control because he told the senators, he was like, "You're gonna have to
really?
like give me total control, or you're all gonna die." Like, they knew they fucked up after they killed Caesar, and so they were all like, "Oh no!" Like, Anthony could turn the entire city on us, so they basically let him become consul and control all of Rome. The aftermath.
Kind of wish I had done that. Like, that's why I wish that I could do like I want a time machine for the sole purpose of being like, nah, man, I was in the room where it happened.
Yeah, I
That's
just
what
want
I want.
I just want to observe stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I just want to sit back and
to
just
see
be
what
like, no,
happens.
go about your life,
Yeah.
just watching.
No,
This is
100%.
totally fascinating for me. Look what you did that. That's
There-
dumb as
there's
hell.
some-
Like,
I
you
would-
did not change.
I would have
Some shit
wanted
I'd love to see.
I mean, like,
We
I
talked about
would've
those
wanted-
gardens just the
Oh,
other day.
the Hanging Gardens
Yep,
in
the Hanging
Babylon.
Oh my
Gardens.
god,
Yeah.
yes.
Dude. I mean, for
That was one of the
something-
wonders of the
for
world.
a garden to be considered a wonder of the world, it must have been like on
It
the
wasn't
level of
just
the
a garden,
pyramids.
it was a
Yeah.
ziggurat.
Right.
Yeah, it was-
But like it was totally like furnished with plants growing all over it. Like, and it must have looked incredible.
Absolutely
To
stunning.
Well, it's
to be considered on the stage with the pyramids, the White House of Alexandria,
failed.
like.
It's rumored that
What do
was
you
part
mean?
of the inspiration behind the story of the Tower of
So?
Babel.
Oh, I can see that, yeah. Because they're villain outside. Man, Saddam, man, why did he think that it was okay to, like, reconstruct the ziggurats? Like take the ruins, like the mounds that were the ruins, and then just, like, build a modern ziggurat on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like shit.
Well, I mean, that's a common thing in the Middle East. It's like, hey, there's a ruined city here. Let's build a new city over it. Because then it'll have all the greatness of the historical site, but with a modern twist.
And then
They've been doing that for thousands.
And then nobody can see what it was before. Like,
Well, that's by design, because they want everybody to remember not the
right.
greatness of the city, but associated with the new
Right.
leader.
I guess they have that kind of old school mentality of like I'll be the person that rebuilt this, like, and then I'll go down
Yeah.
in history as like the great ruler who became so powerful that I rebuilt the ancient monuments and stuff like that.
That's honestly just tradition in the Middle East at this point.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But it's still sad when you're just like you ruin the historical site, like what it actually is.
So
And
at least they weren't ruining it as bad as ISIS was.
well, ISIS was intentionally
Well, they were just destroying,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, they wanted that to cease to. They wanted people to forget there was a time before Islam. That was basically the idea. Just destroy all of the religion that was in the Middle East before, because it's all heresy. You know. That's religious extremism for you, though.
Yep.
They want to erase all history and all knowledge that there was ever anything else other than this.
Yep.
Like,
That's
why they hate
always what it
evolution
is.
so
yeah.
much.
It's kind of the same reason that like cults tell you to stop calling your mom.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Yep. Oh,
just
100%.
cut
dude.
you off from additional outside information.
Oh, on that pleasant note,
Yep.
that's it. That was a
That's
short
the end
one.
of the stream. But
Yeah,
we
there's-
did beat the game.
That was
so there's-
honestly less than I even thought that would be.
So there's really nothing else for us to do anymore in the game. So that's the
Alright,
end
I'm
of the
talking
stream.
about euthanasias.
I mean,
I don't know. It's an interesting.
We
topic.
talk about whatever comes up.
Literally.
We definitely talked about worse than that.
Oh,
Yeah, we do
sure.
not like censor or just intentionally not have certain conversations just because.
Yeah.
But
No, and we also just ramble and then just I don't know.
and if you
It's
enjoy
just
that, give us a thumbs up.
somewhere.
Now we'll be back with Resident Evil 3 next week.
I put my shoes on. Dad, that's step one. And I take more coffee.
What's that?
Any last what did you think? What did you?
I thought. I'm sorry. I thought
It's only half
I
of
thought you
it
rated
too.
it
Is
already.
no, not yet.
Oh yeah.
It's also
I mean,
only half.
Who's all here?
It.
Is anybody here?
Not as far as I know. We didn't really see anybody come through, but that's
Oh,
okay.
hello, darkness, our old
Just
friend.
shouting into the void.
Yeah.
We do it. So often we do
Yeah,
that.
I mean they pick up views later, you know.
We tend to have more after.
Yeah, but
I mean, a lot of people work and shit, so
yeah,
And different time zones.
exactly.
right.
That makes sense.
I feel like half our audience is in Britain.
Is in Britain.
Sometimes
feel
it does
that,
seem like that. Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. It gives me context for the. I mean, we've played a
Some
lot
of
of
what
the
they-
later Resident Evil games, so it gives me some context for like. I mean, this is the first game in Raccoon City that I've seen.
Right, and that was
So-
like the original famous Resident Evil like location.
Right, so now I have an idea of like, okay, here's where this kind of initial G virus kind of thing that has like at least is
Yeah.
the progenitor of these random outbreaks that are happening in all these other places.
There is in the first game. There is an earlier iteration, the T virus, which is
Okay.
it's essentially just the
Okay.
same thing,
Yeah.
then more evolved. So it's basically the same virus,
Okay,
just
sure.
tweaked a bit.
But it's just, I mean, again,
But-
just getting this small scale, you know, you're in
Yeah.
Raccoon City, it hasn't like
Very
started to
Romero.
sprout up, yeah. And yeah, like it's a zombie. This is pure zombie, whereas like 7 is like mixed with kind of like a southern horror vibe.
It's got that
Yeah,
Texas
and then
chainsaw feel.
and then 8's this kind of Eastern European kind of like almost vampiric Dracula type environment.
totally
vibe.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 6 is a cartoon.
6 is just an
Yeah.
unbelievable
Wow.
cartoon.
So I mean, now I've never played any Resident Evil games.
Right
so
before
this is,
7,
so this
we
is
did.
this is my third Resident Evil game so far, and yeah, this does explain how the series kind of blossomed into what it
And
was.
you can see how this is relatively tame compared to where it goes.
Yeah.
right, for sure.
Feels
More
very
Romero.
self-contained. Very, yeah.
Yeah.
Romero to go in. It's great.
All right. Well, we'll be back with a little more next week.
Sweet.